Hi again, this is Mr. Philip, and in this podcast we'll be discussing about making hypotheses and identifying dependent and independent variables. But I'm going to split into two lessons because I don't want to bore you to death. So here we go. Alright, so what is hypothesis? Hypothesis is basically an intelligent guess. Alright, it aims to explain what you expect to happen. And it's, of course, bound by theories and things that you already know. It should also be something clear and understandable. It should be testable and measurable. And of course, it contains the dependent and independent variable. We'll have a separate discussion again about the dependent and independent variables. All right, so there are two types of hypothesis. We have a null hypothesis and we have an alternative hypothesis. We will be focusing on the alternative hypothesis, which is if and in a positive statement, then and in a positive statement. Let's use, for example, the one that we had in the science process. Our problem is, what is the effect of sunlight to the growth of plants? Or in that case, the mung bean sprout. So your hypothesis is, if I put the plant in a sunny area, then it will grow. Okay, so I have other problems here, and then we are going to give the hypothesis for the problem that I'm going to be giving. So first, what will happen to my blood sugar if I drink soda? All right, so because you've read something and you know that soda would have a lot of sugar, then you can create your hypothesis for it. If I drink soda, then my blood sugar will rise. So can you measure it? Yeah, you can basically test your blood sugar and then the number will appear there. Is it clear? Yeah, you know that the blood sugar will rise. Is it understandable? I think so. So it still passes all the requirements that you have to create a hypothesis. The next one. What will happen to sugar if I mix it with hot water? You know that hot water is able to dissolve a lot of granules, right? So your hypothesis could be, if I mix sugar with hot water, then the sugar will dissolve. Can you measure it? Yeah, you can basically look if it's dissolved or not based on observation. And lastly, what happens if I remove oxygen in an object on fire? So we know that an object in fire, it needs three things: oxygen, the fuel, and the ignition. Now, if you remove one of it, the fire will go out. So your possible hypothesis could be, if I remove the oxygen, then the fire will be out. So these are the sample hypotheses that we have for the problems that I have given you. All right, and just so to recap, what is hypothesis? Hypothesis is our intelligent guess. It explains what you expect to happen. It is clear and understandable. It is testable and measurable. It contains dependent and independent variable. So I will end with that. I hope to see you again on the next podcast on the part 2 of this one. Again, this is Mr. Philip, and see you next time.